Good morning, traders, and welcome to the opening trade. I'm Ayla. Before we get started, don't forget to first read and understand our disclosures found by both link and text in the description of this video. All right, so let's take a look at the current sim account balance. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Simulated the opening trade. Cash value growth will match the red number here after any automated or manual trades take place. And real life is after you pay your fees for the trades you take place. So make sure that you understand your fee schedule by your provider. So that way you're an informed trader and nothing will surprise you as far as it regards to your fee schedule. Okay. Let's take a look at the calendar. It is, oh, I am jumping 3 steps ahead. All right. First thing I like to do is make sure that my chart is on 3-minute candles. I'm on the right account and the right strategy. And then I like to flip through every tab and make sure that it is universal across every chart because um, I've seen it once or twice where it didn't happen that way, and I expected it to be that way. So now we just put in the field safe and check every day. All right, so today is Thursday, April 27th. Yesterday, we left right before the crude oil inventories came out. They came out much different than it forecasted. Today, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, the advanced GDP quarter for quarter came out lower than expected. The unemployment claims came out lower than expected. The advanced GDP price index quarter for quarter came out higher than expected. And I'm still missing a step. One moment. Let's take a look at our strategy back test. Okay, so if your provider gives you the availability, you can run long back tests as you see here. Our first automated strategy is set to fire off 6 minutes after the New York session opens, and that would be for the Dow Jones futures. This is the Dow Jones futures here. Here's the start and end date, the max drawdown, the gross loss, and the total net profit. 2 minutes later is the Russell, as long as the automated trade indicators are met, start and end date, max drawdown, gross loss, total net profit. 2 minutes after the Russell, as long as all automated trading indicators are met, the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 fire off at the same time. So here we have the start and end date, the max drawdown, the gross loss, and the total net profit. And then S&P 500 start and max drawdown, gross loss, total net profit. So that's one of the things about NinjaTrader that's awesome is that, oh, why am I doing that? There we go. Is that they have the availability there for you to do. All right, so now let's take a look at the calendar. The advanced GDP price index quarter for quarter came out higher than expected. The next reports we are seeing will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The pending home sales month over month will come out at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. The natural gas storage report will be released tomorrow. We're keeping our eye out for 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. The core PCE price index month over month will be released. The employment cost index quarter for quarter, the personal income month over month, the personal spending month over month, and then an hour and 15 minutes later at 9:45 Eastern Standard Time, the Chicago PMI will be coming out, and At 10 a.m., the revised UOM Consumer Sentiment Report and the revised UOM inflation expectations numbers will be out. All right, so we have less than 5 minutes before we see the New York markets open. So let's take a look at what happened yesterday after we said our goodbyes. Okay, so yesterday starts here on the double zero, slides all the way through here to today on the double zero. So you see these arrows over here, those were the automated trades that took place yesterday. The market saw a lot of movement there. So let's zoom in on for today so that way we can get candle information easily. Excuse me. Okay, so let's take a look at the NASDAQ. The last chart was S&P 500 futures, of course. So NASDAQ, here's the start of yesterday through to today. It's on a steady rise up. A pretty steady rise up with a little bit of pullback right there you see, but it's still going up. We're above the 200 period EMA just like the S&P 500. Here's the Dow Jones futures. All right, so yesterday, right around here somewhere, all the way through to today. So this is the Dow Jones futures. Of course, we're always talking about futures stocks. All right, so Russell 2000 futures. Here's the start of yesterday. You see the arrows. Those were the trades we did yesterday. Today starts around here-ish. I can't get the mouse perfect, but you know what I'm showing you. We have less than 3 minutes before the New York market opens. Okay, so this is crude oil inventories. Here's yesterday. Had a giant fall. And if you see, if you line up, if I could get the mouse to move correctly. Anyways, yesterday crude oil inventory, was it the crude? Yeah, yesterday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, the crude oil inventory came out, and that's why we see this like ginormous drop here, because they're thinking they have too much oil on hand. Okay, so right here is 10:30, and this is when the crude oil inventory report would have came out, and it just you see that, let's see, 76 down to 74. So that was a pretty giant move. All right, so here we go through to today where it's trying to, I clicked wrong on the chart. There we go. So you see that since the report yesterday, it's trying to go back up, and it's not going as quickly as I'm sure they would like it. We have less than a minute before the New York market opens. All right, this is gold. Let's take a look. Yesterday was here through to here. So gold saw quite a big range from here to back up here. And then look what's happened today. Something's happened today. Maybe they found a mountain of gold. I don't know. That's a gold move right there. All right, so we would like to thank you for watching, liking, subscribing. We greatly appreciate it. Our systems are automated. Our systems are automated and they are live when enabled by the user. They run in the U.S. equity futures markets. Free trials to the automated trading systems are on our website at theopeningtrade.com. We also now have indicator-driven discretionary or manual trading systems on our website. Um, and the New York Open just happened while I was speaking. So it is that is happening now. Okay, so we know that we like to give the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow, and the Russell all a chance to fire off, and they are on certain times. So that means the only places that I could take potentially a manual trade before these guys have a chance to fire would be in gold or crude oil. Crude oil is so if I'm above the 200 period EMA, which is this big white dashed line, I try to use our three-step manual trading system, and that goes off of colors. I'm a colorful person, and I really like to be able to flip through all these charts and just look at the colors without having to really look at them. So if I'm above the 200 period EMA, I need to see a red candle and a red step 2 and a red step 3, and then I would take a manual trade. But as you see, we're above the 200 period EMA, and our candles are not red, they are green. The current open candles with our crosshairs on it and look at the box at the bottom. It tells us it's going to close at 6:33. So we never take a trade before the first candle closes. Once the New York market opens, that's just what we do to feel comfortable. The best thing you can do for yourself is to make sure that you are comfortable in the choices you make. So don't forget to read and understand all associated risks listed on our website and in this video description. Let's take a look at gold. Um, so we're below the 200 period EMA, and I want to see green, green, green. I don't see that. And when we're above, I want to see red, red, red. I don't see that, so that means I need to leave it alone. So we'll take a look through our chart, see what's happening. So the candle just closed. You saw it, first it was red and then it snapped to a green. Um, Open candles are slightly a different hue shade. You can see these ones are kind of like translucent, and this is more of a solid color. The open candle can change colors very fast, as we're watching right here on the Russell. It went from red to green, or green to red real fast there. And when a candle's open, we don't know its true color, right? So we always make sure we wait for a candle to close before making a choice, because it could stay red right now, but it doesn't mean that it's going to close as a red candle. So we have less than 3 minutes before we see the first automated trade. The Russell is just really interesting. I like those. I like when I see candles switch like that. It's just I like to watch what it's doing. So let's take a look at the S&P 500. We're above Nasdaq. We're above Dow. We're sitting right at the 200 period, and Russell's coming down for it. Crude oil is also making its way down, and gold. We got one green. We got one green indicator, which could be the indication that it might be on its way back up to the 200 period EMA. But to be absolutely sure, we need to see more than one green indicator. We need to see a few, right? Okay. So let's see. Oops. Hitting the wrong button over here, lost my window. Alright, let's get a refresh on the news and start seeing what's up in the world of stock market news. Alright, so Barclays adjusts the price target on Owens Corning. Corning to 113 from 107 and keeps the equal weight rating. CTS Corp post quarterly EPS of 58 cents. Integer Holdings expects this year's margins to expand throughout the year. We have less than a minute before our first automated trade takes place, and that's only if the automated trade indicators have been met.
Order submitted.
Okay, so they're clearly, I'm not even touching the mouse. The automated trade indicators were met for the Dow Jones futures, and it fired itself off into a trade, so I don't have to do anything, which is amazing. So we know that we have potentially 3 more automated trades that could fire off today. So let's take a look at the news. Trade web markets Q1 adjusted earnings and the revenue climb. RBC Capital adjusts the price target on CSI International to 123 from 129 after full year 2023 guidance cut and maintains the outperform rating. So what do we see? We're seeing everyone is taking, basically everyone is taking a look at their accounts, right? Everyone's taking a look at the books, and they are making sure that they're what they hope to see, that they're still on track for it. And if they're not, they make adjustments so that way they can stick to their game plan. Which is something that every person who trades should do. You should have a game plan of what your goals and your targets are, and you should be checking in to make sure that you're staying close to that, so that way you don't get lost in the woods of trading, right? Okay, so Aditas Medicine gets orphan drug designation for Edit 301. Novo Nordisk AS reduction in share capital by the cancellation of treasury shares. Joby and Toyota expand the partnership with a long-term supply deal. Takeda announces FDA acceptance of BLA resubmission for investigational subcutaneous administration of Entyvio. I don't know if that's the name of that drug. All right. Novo Integrated Sciences signs agreements for unsecured non-dilutive debt instruments. Okay, so the Russell did not fire off. That is not surprising. We watched these 2 giant green candles come in up here. And it's very close to the, hit the mic, sorry. It's very close to the 200 period EMA, so that's not very surprising. Crude oils on the 200 period EMA, I just don't feel comfortable at this time doing anything with that if we close. And we know that if we are below this white line, we want to see green candles, green worms. That's just what I call these. I know this they're called something else, but my brain makes up funny nicknames for everything. So I like to see green on green on green when we're below the 200 period EMA, and that's not happening because that means that the market is indicating that
Order submitted.
There we go. It's jibber jabbering, and Nasdaq fired off, and S&P fired off. Okay, so we have 3 out of the 4 automated trades currently taking place. This line, this base gold, tan, brown, whichever mustard, whatever color it shows up on your screen, this is um where it got in. It's not really a one-to-one, as we see the blue is very high and the red's very low. So I won't move my stop loss up until I see the market hit the OG right about, where's halfway? Right there? 33,600 is probably where I would start moving my stop loss. This is NASDAQ futures, of course. These are all futures. We're a futures gal. We like to think about the futures. This is the S&P 500. So again, there is no need for me to move my stop losses up until I see my candles move pretty far away from where they are right now. Crude oil has bounced above the 200 period EMA. It finally broke below it, and crude oil is still making its pull down. That's not too surprising, considering that the report for the crude oil inventory was like they have a lot on hand, and we know that the next report coming out will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today, and that's the pending home sales month over month. And 30 minutes later, we're going to see the natural gas storage.
Order filled.
Okay, so we see that 2 of our automated trades got kicked out. Um, there, we still have 1 automated trade hanging in, and that's for the Dow. So this one saw a loss, and this one saw a loss. So the S&P 500 lost at 229.98, and the Nasdaq lost 304.88. So together, that comes out to 525 somehow. We're still in an automated trade here on the Russell. And it's okay that the other two didn't win. There's days where they won't win, and we know that. So we have, that calculated into our game plan. So that way we make, comfortable choices, and we know all the associated risks. So that way we are comfortable in the choices that we make in our trading. Life's too short to not be comfortable, right? All right. So let's take a look at the news while we're watching our last automated trade here. Um, Gold's not tickling my fancy. I don't feel like, I don't feel like there's not enough to take a manual trade for me. Crude oil is very close to the 200 period EMA. And if I were to take a manual trade, I know that there's a little bit of lag between this monitor, the machine, and what happens out there in the interwebs. And it's so close that I don't want to, uh, play with fire with that little bit of a lag that could mess me up. So I'm going to play it safe and just watch my automated trade instead. And look, we come back and it's healthy again and it's back in the green, and that's what we love to see. Okay, so let's take a look at the news here. WW Granger's first quarter earnings, net sales rise in 2023, earnings guidance lifted. Medical Properties Trust first quarter adjusted funds from operations and revenue fall and adjusted this year's outlook. Lakeland Bancorp first quarter earnings, revenue, and voice. Schneider, I love saying that name. Schneider National cuts 2023 adjusted earnings projection. TSX track TSX tracked Wall Street cheer in busy earnings week. Needham and Company adjusts the IMPINJ price target from 145 to 151 and maintains the buy rating. Lincoln Electric quarter one adjusted earnings in the sales increase. All right, look at that Dow. It's building its steam up. It's like I said before, we'll need to see it all the way up here before I start to manage the stop loss. And at that point, I would just bring my stop loss basically to just above this beige, brown, sand, mustard, tan, whatever color line it shows up for you. The one that has the number moving. Okay, the Baltic Index extends gains on a strong Capesize demand. Barclays adjusts the price target on Teladoc to $610 from $625 and maintains the overweight rating. Pure Media Group announces Abby Taylor, MSAPRN, NP-C CMSRN as the winner of the 2023 Extraordinary Healer Award. Does she also win the one for most titles? My goodness. I think I got a cousin competing with her for how many titles can you get titled? All right, grid market platform delivers cost savings and carbon reduction for performance food groups through solar PV and battery storage. That's right, I said P like Peter, V, not EV, but PV. Okay, so my Dow's getting close to the line I said I would want to manage my stop loss at, which means that I need to go over to my Ninja Trader command center and disable my automated strategy for where am I? For the Dow Jones. Well, actually, I can wait because it lost its steam a little bit. So I got my other. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to Dow Jones. I disabled it. That way, if I want to manually manage my stop loss in this automated trade, I can do so without hindrance from the automated trade system being in place and trying to be like, what are you doing? Okay. I think I read that. I read that. There's 9 minutes before we see what? Before we see the pending home sales month over month, and then followed up 30 minutes later by the natural gas storage report. Deutsche Bank adjusts travel and leisure price target to 62 from $69 and maintains the buy rating. Barclays adjusts the price target on PTC to 152 from 150 and keeps the overweight rating. U.S. carriers see strong profit on resilient travel demand. So we're talking airlines here. The U.S. carrier airlines see strong profit on resilient travel demand. For first quarter, GDP climbs at lackluster 1.1% pace as the U.S. businesses retrench. Gap, the clothing store, is to lay off 1,800 employees. So if you know somebody working at Gap, quick, run over there and get that employee discount before they don't work there. They could be on that wheel of employees about to be laid off. All right, so there we go. We see I hit over 3,600. So I want to move my price target to just above my entry point. And again, that's what I'm comfortable doing. If it's in my game plan. So make sure that you as well do things that you're comfortable with doing as well. Now, I don't want to follow the current price action too closely because you see that it's been making these little ranges. You see the little wick sticking out of the candle, and it comes out on each side, right? Like an entrance candle that you hand dip. So I want to make sure that the current price action, the current what's happening with the price has room to breathe per se, so that way I don't get stopped out. Um, but again, make sure that you do what you're comfortable doing. This is what I feel comfortable doing, so that's why I'm doing it. RBC Capital adjusts the price target on universal health services to 152 from 130 and maintains the sector perform rating. Barclays adjusts the price target on PepsiCo to 206 from 201 and keeps the overweight rating. All right, so now that we've moved up that much, I want to move my stop loss up just a bit. I still like to give the current price action lots of room to breathe. This line is where I got into the trade. This is where I've moved my stop loss up, which means no matter what, I will leave in profit. May not be as high as of a profit that I would like, but I'm making sure that the current price action has room to breathe. I don't want to get stopped out. I would like to see this go all the way up to the blue line. And if we could, watch it and hopefully it'll get there. So let's take a look through our charts here. So this is S&P 500. It's still on its climb above the 200 period EMA, which is not surprising considering that, yesterday it started out, up here and we're just seeing it trying to get back over probably to that area. So this is NASDAQ. NASDAQ doing a pull above right now. Okay, so I want to move my stop loss up. Again, do what is comfortable for you. I don't want to I don't want to give it too much room to breathe, and I don't want to suffocate it at the same time. So, it's like a dance, and I'm trying to find, the rhythm here. So I will find it. Let's see. Russell is above the 200 period EMA, but it's still making its way. Here is crude oil and gold. I would like to go the experience. Let's watch this. Okay, so this is why we don't want to follow it too. Oh, well, if I get stopped out, it's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to back down my red line. I'm okay with the choices that I make. That's why I highly recommend that everybody be comfortable in the choices that they make. I mean, it's the start of the day. You don't want to feel crummy over some choice that you made that won't, no need to ruin your day over a choice you make. So just be informed, and that way you can stick to your game plan and you feel confident and comfortable in the choices you choose for your trade, right? Yep, that's really important. Is feeling no regrets in your trading. Again, my brain makes up funny words for things. Sometimes they slip out. All right, so it looks like it's struggling to pull back up, but we know that the candle's open and will close in less than a minute. So hopefully, and also what happens in a minute? We have a report coming out in 1 minute in 41 seconds, and that's the pending home sales month over month. So we will see what that pending home sales month over month report does. Hopefully it doesn't shake up the Dow market, because that's where we still have our automated trade. So again, I don't want to follow the market too closely. It needs some breathing room as we've been watching it today. Okay, so it is now 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The pending home sales month over month is about to be, ooh, and it came out. Wow, very bad from what was expected. So I'm not sure how that will impact the market right now, but we'll watch. We know that in 29 minutes, the natural gas storage report is going to come out. Okay, let's take a look at what else is happening. Gold, crude oil, Russell, our automated trade here. NASDAQ. NASDAQ's on its way to the 200 period EMA. S&P 500. Oh, it's all scrunched. Sorry, guys. Let's get this unscrunched. Unscrunching. Here we go. That way we can see what's happening. Okay, so now that the pending home sales month over month came out, it was forecasted at 0.6%, but it came out negative 5.2%. So that's way off the mark from the forecast. Uh, we'll see how that affects the markets here as everyone digests that information. So hopefully this is not retracing this right here um, from this morning. Because if it is, it means I'm losing steam here. So we're going to be keeping our eye on it. I really wanted to see it go up to the blue line. Or go to the blue line. I mean, that's what I want to see every day. No matter where the blue line is, that's where I want to see my trades go, right? Alright, there we go. Oh, my friend. So I feel like I could safely move this guy up just a teeny bit. Oh, I clicked wrong. Okay, just a teeny bit. Again, do what's comfortable for you. Let's refresh the news. Let's see what's happening. Just charting, economic studies comments on the Canadian dollar. Treasury prices fall on inflation worries after the GDP data. Trade web markets in advanced discussions to acquire yield broker. Okay, I need to be looking over here at my automated trade. I could move it up just a hair, but it's on its way down, and I don't want to suck up any of the air there. It needs to breathe just a little bit. We'll see what happens. Let's take a look. Here is gold. Alright, gold's
Order
looking
filled.
good. So, we're going to do a manual trade there in the gold. If I can get my, so I'm going to set my bars. So I'm going to move this bar to the 200 period EMA. And actually, I am not even going to set my bars. I'm probably just going to hit the manual close button when I feel comfortable. Alright, let me set my bars.
Order filled.
So we'll close it out before it gets stopped out. That was a... Oh, let's look at our automated trade. Make sure we're not forking that off. Alright, let's see. Let's see here. So that would be... Was right there at $100 or so. So it took $100 win in gold. Hopefully the Dow doesn't get stopped out right here. Hopefully it has enough breathing room. It does kind of look like it's doing what it did over here, unfortunately, which means I could be losing my momentum. Hopefully not. Again, do what you feel comfortable with, so that way you can. Oh,
Order filled.
let's do this again. Taking a manual trade on gold. I might have gotten too foggy. Hopefully not. The price is warbling pretty fast, unfortunately. I'm manually trading on the gold, so I don't want to lose too much. So I'll move my stop loss up there, and I want to win a lot, so I'm going to move my take profit up there. Getting my button ready to hit close if we pop up into the green in a high enough number, which I thought would happen quite quickly. It did not. There we go.
Order
Close
filled.
there. Okay, so now let's look at our automated trade over here. Thankfully, it didn't get stopped out. It got very, very close. I know that if my production team was here, they would have told me, well, you moved your stop loss too close. Um, but again, you must do what is comfortable for you, right? So, and I'm comfortable with the choices I've made. So that is utmost important. We would like to thank you for watching, liking, subscribing. We do have free trials on our website to automated trading systems at openingtrade.com. We also now have indicator driven discretionary or manual trading systems on there as well. That's why my charts are red and green because we're using a 3-step manual color trading system. There we go. Crude oil is still green above 200, and we don't like green above 200. We like red above 200. So we'll be watching that there. Unfortunately, this is starting to look exactly like this looks. I I'm wondering if it's going to follow it. The candles have just been plopping back down. I don't want to lose too much of my profit. I'm going to start suffocating the current price action. Again, do what is comfortable for you. All right. So again, I am like suffocating the current price action because I don't want to lose any of the momentum that I've gained here. Make sure that you do what's comfortable for you. Let's take a look. So I'm happy that I closed out of my gold. You can see here that the current candle is open, and I'm not really sure which way it's going to be going. So I think we'll hold off on a third manual trade there. Plus, every time I take a trade, I have to pay, right? So it's silly to take trade when you could just set your bars and be in a bigger trade and not be paying a trade fee by clicking the button over and over and over again, right? Okay, so this is what we're liking here in the Dow Jones futures. That's what we're watching here. All right, I am going to move my stop loss up just a little bit, even though the candle's open. Um, Actually, I think again, do what you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable with suffocating the current market right now, and I'm going to follow it close. Um, that's that's what I feel comfortable doing. That may not be what you feel comfortable doing. It may not be in your game plan. And I know that for sure this is not in my game plan, but some days I just wing it, and today is a wing it day. So, and I want to follow it close. That's just how I feel. Because I do not want to lose any of those momentum that the market is seeing at this time. So I am I'm trailing my stop loss extremely close to the market. Uh, I I know that that is dangerous. um, because I'm not giving the the current price action any room to breathe. And when you don't give anything room to breathe, what happens? It suffocates, right? So in this case, it would die. It would get stopped out
Order filled.
as it just did. So well, okay, one moment. It seems that we are experiencing a little bit of a glitch there. It's not calculating. So we'll hopefully get that straightened out by tomorrow. Okay, so let me go over. All right, so this is after our automated and manual trades. Uh, Here is the realized and that should be updated tomorrow. You saw me in that down. But we're still up for the day, and that's amazing. We would like to thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Don't forget, we have free trials on our website at theopeningtrade.com for automated trading systems, indicator driven discretionary, or manual trading systems on our website. You guys have a great day. Don't forget, in 10 minutes, the natural gas storage report will be coming out. We'll be here tomorrow to see how the markets fare. Have a great day.